what is the state of the art now of this space? Because, man, every 6 months it seems to really be changing. Are you more optimistic than ever? Are you now seeing government be concerned about this? Is this something that you see the next 2 years are all positive, or are the things that we need to really look out for?
Well, times of great change are inherently turbulent. So I think there's a lot of unpredictable flow over the next few years as we transition, into the digital age. But I think there's a very positive outcome here. And again, I just try to think in terms of incentives. And Bitcoin itself, for all of this complexity and rabbit hole that we've been down, it's can also be considered or conceived of relatively simply in that it's money wrapped in military grade encryption designed to survive, optimized to survive any attack, right? That's literally that's its only function, really. It's like just survive, create a new block every 10 minutes, adhere to a supply cap of 21 million. That's it. It's very basic. It's very stripped down. Like, it's open source. So there's no attack vector on it. Everyone can see it from every angle. It'd be like trying to hack the rules of chess or something. Everyone knows the rules, so you can't twist them or change them. And so I'm very optimistic about nation states actually bending their strategy to accommodate Bitcoin once they realize they can't bend Bitcoin, right? It's like, what is the invariant? And the way to think about this is every strategy is adapting itself to the invariants or the constants that it faces. That's what gold was, right? Gold was the most invariant economic substance. So we all, nation states included, bent their strategy around gold. Well, now we've perfected monetary invariance or constancy in this 21 million supply of Bitcoin. So I think that just following incentives, the complex of nation states and central banks who hold a monopoly on currency production will act in their best interest and just print money to buy Bitcoin, right? There's this game theoretic element where it's like once one nation state starts buying it and starts to benefit from increases in purchasing power, then all of a sudden every other nation state is looking at their situation and running the same calculus. By the way, and Bitcoin, the other crazy thing about this, it's the only asset in the world. I guess you could maybe argue gold here as well, that the more valuable it becomes, the more desirous it is. It's less risky. It's more likely to succeed, actually, the higher its market capitalization. Whereas if a stock goes up in price, it's supply and demand, you'd be less likely to want to buy the stock because it's higher price. But with money, it's different, because if it succeeds, all the purchasing power goes there over time. So I'm very optimistic that nation states will start to produce this currency that costs them nothing, right? To produce fiat currency. This is an important point. The US dollar is a centralized database at the Federal Reserve. It's an SQL database maintained physically inside of the Fed. If they want to increase dollar supply, it's just control enter, right? There's no effort, basically, no cost. It seems logical to me that the currency that can be produced ad infinitum will be produced ad infinitum to acquire the money that is strictly finite, right? You have every incentive in the world to do so, especially once you realize you can't stop the money. This money just survives. So what do I have to do? I guess I just have to buy some. Right, even if nothing more, as an insurance policy against its success, right? If you own a central bank and you think Bitcoin has a 1% chance of success, but its success is an existential threat to your business model, well, then you might as well put 1% of your assets into Bitcoin. That way, you'd be even money, even if your business model is disrupted. So this calculus, I'm very, very bullish on, and I think my longer term view is that as Bitcoin continues to monetize and nation states continue to acquire it, it just dissolves these power structures of the state that we've become so accustomed. I don't expect a violent cataclysm of any sort. everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt, because who freaking knows, right? We have no
Yeah.
freaking,
Yeah.
there's no historical corollary for this. Um, but I think if it's just Bitcoin monetizing, absent any geopolitical conflicts, which is unpredictable and possible, I think it just dissolves these power structures and we move into this new form of sovereign individuality as being kind of the cornerstone of civilization, which is it's the libertarian dream, frankly, just to have free, uninhibited trade and actual liberty in the world.